welcome to Tips from the Tips. I'm TA. That's 15-year Tour Caddy Mick Middlemo with some pretty funny memes and jokes going on. We're just a couple of guys that love to talk about the game of golf, both inside and outside the ropes, but we come at it from a different perspective. Mick?
Sir.
Sir? That's right, Mick.
That's hard.
Congratulations to Indiana University.
Practice that?
No, I just watched Pat McAfee a couple times.
He was good at it.
He's really good at it.
And he was the only one that picked him to win.
My brother-in-law, congratulations to my brother-in-law who's an alum. All those years of me making fun of him for
my buddy Scott, Yacht Scott, who's having surgery tomorrow. Good luck with the ankle surgery. May have broken his ankle when he was a little intoxicated.
Oh.
Yeah, Scott, another Indiana grad. Yep, so we got them all everywhere.
Yeah, my buddy Chris over at A&B, congratulations to him. He actually played on one of those horrible football teams, so good for them to be able to experience that.
As bad as they were, you and I probably could have played for them.
Ooh, that would have been bad.
I was a good punter.
I had a lot of fun in the stands at the big house.
Back in the day, punter.
So congratulations to them. Mick,
yes.
That is 3 straight for the Big Ten in the national championship.
I actually had a little Twitter argument, X argument with someone saying that, if they had an SEC schedule, I'm like, well, it doesn't matter if they don't have an SEC schedule. The SEC is no longer the powerhouse that everybody thinks they are.
No, and as a matter of fact, I heard that, and then when you look at what the bowl records were, we could do a whole podcast on.
We could, but we're a golf podcast. We do venture out and go in different directions, which I'm fine with. I like venturing into different things. And to my friends in Australia who watch this, college football, very big over here.
Yeah. We got to get into Australian rules football now, isn't it?
That doesn't start till April.
Oh, April.
End of March, April.
Okay. So we've got a little bit of time. I got to dust up on my rules. What's going on right now over there? Cricket.
Australia just torched England. We just beat England.
Ooh.
What was a nice rivalry when you beat the Poms?
The what? Who?
The Poms. P-O-M-S.
Poms.
Yes, that's their nickname.
That's their nickname. Okay.
The English. It's not really derogative.
So did you watch the game Monday?
Oh, sure. Oh, absolutely, I watched the game.
That was a fantastic football game. So I think this new playoff system is working.
Yes.
We'll see if they continue to expand it.
Unless you're Notre Dame.
Yeah, we could get into that. I still
try
think
some more.
Wow. Well, did you see the coach pick Miami to win so that he didn't get more bulletin board material?
Yeah.
How could you even pick? I don't. Anyway, so for today's show, you ready for this?
Yes.
Okay.
Nuts.
So we've got our reactions to the Sony. I got to ask you this question. Hold on to your answer. Hold on. Is Chris Gotterup now a star on the PGA Tour?
Well, when you're inside the top 20 in the world, which he is now after that win, I'd have to say yes.
Okay. Well, I asked you not to give that answer, but you're still going to give your answer. Well, we'll get into that a little bit more. He is 17th in the world, by the way. We preview our picks for the American...
It's still top 20.
Yeah. American Express course at La Quinta. I'm going to ask you a couple things here, sir. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
I want to know the additional challenges of what it's like for a caddy to not only have to prepare for one course, 2 courses, but 3 different courses.
It used to be 4.
Well, it's down to 3. So is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It's a great thing for caddies.
We want to, you and I talked about this, whether it's fair for a former winner to take a position because of total money or that they won in a tournament. We will discuss Mr. Vijay Singh as well. Another young talent heading to LIV.
Yes.
To start his career. We're going to ask, do you think this will help or hurt him overall? I have some thoughts.
I'm not going to answer yet.
Not yet. And did you see Rory's comments this week about his boys, John and Terrell?
A little bit.
Well, we'll get into some of that. And Mick?
I'm ready.
We tied last week.
Yes, we did. You got off to a flyer.
We are going to talk about that. So if you're ready, sir.
Ready.
Let's grip it and rip it.
Thanks, Twin Peaks, for having us again.
Good start to that. Yes, thanks to our good friends James, Billy, Cody, and the entire crew here at Twin Peaks, Kennesaw. This is our home away from home now.
Kind of is now.
We have done quite a few broadcasts. It makes it easy for both of us.
29 degree draft beers.
It is 29 degrees according to that little sign over there. Mick,
yes.
Let's get into the Sony first.
Let's go.
Okay,
let's go
Chris Gotterup opens the new PGA Tour season with 3 birdies on the back nine to shoot 6 under 64. This is his 3rd straight win in a season. My question to you, and you have answered it, but I do want to know now. Last year at this time, he was 195th in the world. He's now 17th.
That's a few places.
Is he now a star on the PGA Tour?
Star. He's a very, very good player on the PGA Tour. Let's reserve the star category for just a little bit later.
What determines a star in your mind?
I think that's a very, very good question. I think 3 PGA Tour wins now. Is that what we're at? 3 is exceptional.
3 or 4. I think he had 2. He had 2. Yep.
I think it's 4. Exceptional player. Let's just hold the star category. Let's just wait maybe until the end of the season. And then if he's in the top 10 and he's had some good majors and he's played well, then I'd probably say yes, he might be a star on the PGA Tour.
See, and for me, the way I look at star, and I wanted to get your opinion on this. I don't know if now obviously we're in a unique situation. If I was to be handed credentials to go to any golf tournament, I'm going. But is Chris Gotterup going to get me to flip over and watch or go out to a tournament?
Not
like
yet.
Like a Scotty or a Rory?
No, not yet. But he's building in that direction, which is great. Which is great for him. He's obviously playing very well. He's got an incredible game. Drives it beautifully. I mean, eventually it's going to make people sit up and take notice. I can still guarantee if you ask the casual watcher of golf who he was, they'd be like, I have no idea. It's going to take a while. It's like when Scotty Scheffler first came out. I'm sure there was people who didn't know who Scotty Scheffler was, but they do now.
I was going to say 19 wins in the last 4 seasons.
Yes, they do now, and he got off to a decent start today.
We'll get. As a matter of fact, you want to get into the American Express a little bit. Any other takeaways though before we move on and you finish your beer there? From the Sony, I thought the course play looked excellent. They played well. The winds got up a little bit on the boys.
It's a great golf course. I love that place. People don't realize, and we talked about this last week, how deceptively flat that golf course is. Because if you look at the camera footage of it, and there's mountains in the background and hills and everything going around, but it's a very flat golf course. Got some great wine bars there too in the area, just in case.
Wine bars?
Yeah.
Oh.
Been to a few wine bars there. Or one.
You've been to one.
Been to one.
That didn't work out well for you.
Didn't work out. Move on.
Okay. I thought we packed that one up in the trunk.
So we did.
Last week.
Oh, I saw where you went with that.
Thank you.
Packed it up in the trunk.
So our focus now turns to the West Coast for the opening drive as the PGA Tour now has. Oh, well, that was you at the wine bar?
That's the night. That's the night.
Show that on the screen.
That's the night it all happened. Here I am drinking Opus, and 1 hour after that, everything went sideways.
The American Express at La Quinta. We got some big names teeing up. You ready, sir?
Yes, used to be the Bob Hope. It was a much better tournament.
I loved the Bob Hope.
Great time.
Okay, so world number 1, Scotty, off to a blazing start when we're recording this. We've got Max Homa, we got Patrick Cantlay, we got Sepp Straka, we got Ludwig Oberg, we got Sam Burns.
Max Homa in there?
I think Max is a star on the tour. He had a rough year.
Star. We just went through the star thing, and now you've labeled him a star.
I think Max Homa is worth tuning into to watch.
He's not a star. He's a very good player, not a star.
I see it.
He had a bad year last year, Max.
He had a bad year. That's okay.
Stars don't have many bad years.
Well, okay. Then my very next guy on my list, Matt Fitzpatrick.
He had a good year last year.
Last year, but the year prior.
Yeah, but he's won a major too. Good, very good player. Didn't say he was a star. Very, very, very good player. It's just like, this is like calling Hall of Famers and superstars and people who are above the other people who play on the tour. There's very, very few and far between that you would put on there.
Well, yeah, I think when you really start talking about...
I'm not going to say there's 30 stars on the PGA Tour because they've won 3 or 4 times. I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go down that path. Some very, very good players.
Worth watching.
Worth watching.
Which worth tuning into.
Max, not so much last year, Max.
Not last year. So we got a couple of young guns. Christo Lamprecht, Gordon Sargent, Neil Shipley makes his debut. Blades Brown, Luke Clanton, and even though he had a tough rookie season, Nick Dunlap returns to the spot where he won as an amateur. Mick, let me ask you this.
He did have a rough.
He had a rough year last year. Who is in a better spot long term? Are you ready? These young guys who are cutting their teeth on the PGA Tour right now, or the guy who takes money and bails on his college team and runs to go play on LIV? And I'm talking about Michael Lasessa.
Well, I know who you're talking about. Michael Lasessa. I'd like to know what they paid him to go to LIV.
Well, okay, so my question to you is, how much would you, now you are a young, impressionable college, you won the NCAA, you are leading your team again this upcoming season, and Filthy Phil walks up to you with a bag of money and says, kid,
Filthy Phil, come on now.
Kid, come up,
fabulous.
Come play for me on the High Flyers and tell your team to go pound sand and go and skip playing the Masters. How much would that price tag look to you?
Obviously, it was a very good price tag. Again, but this is what we're talking about now, what sport has become in this country. College football is a perfect example in the last 3 years. When money comes out, then is this young fella worried about winning the Masters? Is he worried about winning majors? Is he worried about doing this? Or when you can take care of his family and someone says, here's $100 million. Don't know whether it was $100 million. I'm sure it was somewhere close to that. If someone comes up and says that, and then you don't have to worry about it for the rest of your life and you can come out and play, then I'd say that's a pretty good deal for a young fella that goes, that's it, that's my life taken care of for the rest of it. This kid goes to the PGA Tour, gets injured, breaks down, becomes an Anthony Kim or whatever, like just doesn't quite make it or something like that, then he's going to have to rely on his college degree if he has one. This is where sport has become right now because it's so money orientated that the chances are, and I think this is where I don't like the way golf's going in a certain direction. So the simple fact is, because if this is going to keep happening, then people are not going to we're not going to find the next Tiger Woods or Scotty Scheffler and stuff like that because they're going to be few and far between because they're just going to take the money and run.
Well, that goes back to my initial question before I asked you how much that price tag would look like. Is it better? And we just mentioned Nick Dunlap. Nick Dunlap had a very, very tough season last year as a rookie on the PGA Tour. Thankfully, he won. He was granted some immunity and some exemptions, and he continues on this year.
Mm-hmm.
We're hoping he makes it. Is it better for guys like Gordon Sargent? Christo Lamprecht is a phenomenal. I was able to see him being here at Georgia Tech. Does Christo Lamprecht, are these guys in better shape cutting their teeth here on the PGA Tour, even the Korn Ferry Tour, versus taking that money and going and playing exhibition golf for the long term? And you can, I understand the money.
If some people have their desire to get on the PGA Tour and that's the only dream and stuff like that, and then go do it. If that's what they want to do. There's the Rorys of the world and all that sort of stuff who have that's all they've wanted to do is their life was to go play on the PGA Tour. If these kids get offered this ludicrous amount of money, and I will call it a ludicrous amount of money because it is. Mm-hmm. This guy might not break an egg on the LIV Tour, and if he doesn't break an egg on the LIV Tour for the next 2 years, he doesn't have a place to play there either. And then he's really doomed. He doesn't have a place to play, but he has $100 million in the bank.
Well, and that's the thing. He's got a nest egg.
He's got a nest egg, and he's going to be good for the rest of his life. And hopefully, if he's got good financial advice, and then he's going to make it. this is where it becomes, I think, a little bit tough, because if you keep offering these kids this money, they're going to take it. I mean, if you're watching what's going on in college sports with football right now, it's very, very similar. We've got guys who are running and taking money from every other different team, and 3,000 kids entering the portal, and so it's just, I don't know, it dilutes it a little bit. I wish these kids didn't do it. I'd like to see. I mean, go play the Masters. Go play the Masters. Go spend a year out there and see how it is. And then if you want to do it after that, then LIV approaches you. But I find it. Part of me is like, I find it hard to believe that these kids are grinding because 4 years ago this kid had never heard of LIV. He was probably dreaming of wanting to be on the PGA Tour and playing in majors and doing all this. And that was driving him. His parents driving him everywhere, and that was driving him on a daily basis because he wants to be on the PGA Tour. He goes to college, he's doing great, and then he gets that opportunity. I'm going to go to the Masters, and then someone comes along and says, "Here's $100 million." And again, I don't know whether it is $100 million. I'm sure it's very, very close to that, but whatever it is, it made him go, "Yes, I'm good. I'm done. And now I'm good forever."
So then my question to you, and I think the folks that are running LIV now have a better understanding. Like they've made their offers to all the big tour guys, and they've either been accepted or they've been turned down. I think LIV is taking a new approach at going after some of these young guys that they're not going to be restricted by the PGA Tour because they've never been a tour member.
Mm-hmm.
They've never been a DP World Tour member. So therefore, application process will be a little bit easier. They'll probably have to qualify to get into those tours.
But eventually the PGA Tour is going to realize what's going on here and say, well, because you went to LIV, if you did that, this is going to be written in the next clause. This is the next contract that's going to come. Is like, I'm sorry, you did this. You have to have 5 years off.
And there's news coming back out that Pat Perez now may be fined or issued a 1-year suspension on the Champions Tour because he broadcast on LIV.
Yes.
So I think this is where Brian Rolapp is going to have to either roll up his sleeves and draw a line in the sand and say,
put some rules in place.
Yes. Yeah.
Put some rules in place. Pat Perez is going to be, really, because he commentated? Stop it. Pat Perez has earned his way onto the Champions Tour.
I would agree with that. I think we're being a little petty. I think we're being petty on the other side of it.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So
I was serious. That was serious.
You did very well on that.
Serious stuff.
Do you need a drink yet?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
Because I have a big question for you, sir.
Oh, here we go.
As a caddy, professional tour caddy that prepped and walked courses and did all the yardage marking and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
On a normal week, what was your routine like? Because we've never actually gotten into
start of a tournament.
Start of a tournament.
First week.
Yes.
First week on tour. Okay, I'm going on a 4-week bender.
Yep.
Basically, first week's going to be Hawaii. Let's just say first week's going to be Hawaii, and then we go over to Palm Springs. It was always a difficult week, this one.
Yeah.
You go to Hawaii. Obviously, you always leave early. You try to get there on the Saturday before the tournament because you want to spend a couple of days in Hawaii.
Yeah.
You want to get back. You want to kick back. You want to get on the beach. You're getting into it. Monday morning, straight to the golf course. There could be a Pro-Am on that golf course, or there'd be a Pro-Am at a different golf course if your guy wanted to get there and just, hey, I'm going to make $3,000 to play in a Pro-Am on another golf course, which was not very unusual. Or on the Wednesday, if you weren't in the Wednesday Pro-Am, you would play an off-course Pro-Am for $3,000-$4,000. And I will tell you, the off-course Pro-Am at Hawaii was amazing. So many great gifts and things like that. It was beautifully, great job. So Monday would be go out there, get a yardage book. Obviously, I'd had last year's yardage book. You want to check, make sure there's any changes. You go walk the golf course, see what the rough's like. Not much has changed. A lot of these golf courses don't change much, but you still go for a walk and you just check it out and you check some angles. You may be caddying for a different player who hits it further. So on the dog legs, you're doing some more different yardages because he's going to hit it further. Tuesday morning, up early usually, practice round. 18 holes in the practice round, and then Wednesday, Pro-Am, either on course or off course, and then Thursday you go do it. Now, Sony, if you make the cut, which is a good thing to make the cut at Sunny, otherwise you end up in places you don't need to go to.
Right.
Like wine bars.
Wine bars.
Like wine bars, yeah.
In the back of trunks.
Yeah, exactly. So if you once you make the cut, then Sunday night, you got to get a red eye back to LA.
Ooh.
So because now the next tournament's coming up. It used to start on a Wednesday.
Okay.
So you would go back. So now, at least now it's a Thursday. You get the red eye back to LA, rent a car, drive to Palm Springs, get into your hotel, do your thing. It's 1:00 in the afternoon. You're exhausted because, you'd caddied 18 the night before or whatever. You go to the hotel room, you get changed, straight to the golf course, meet your player. Excuse me. And then you would go, okay, let's go check the tournament course out. They would give you a cart. You were allowed to ride around in carts. You would usually ride around with your player.
Okay.
So that way you take notes together. I remember when I caddied for Trip Eisenhower, we would go out there and we'd just drive around and take notes. Let's have a quick look at this green. And don't hit it here, over here, over here, over here. Okay, jump in the car. Let's go to the next golf course. Same thing. And then you would play one course the next day, or you would play 9 holes at one course and then 9 holes the next. Okay. Now, when you caddy for an Australian player, you're getting a yardage book at all these courses. Now I would have to convert all my yardage books from yards to meters because they didn't have books for yards or meters. So I would have to basically sit there and I was very pedantic about my yardage books. I would change every number in the book. Now there is, excuse me, there were certain ones where you could, you think, well, I can do this one on the fly and all this. So, we're only playing this course once, but I just wanted to make sure I had every number there and do that. So that was a tough week. And then by the time you finished off, and then usually the next week we'd scoot off to Torrey Pines and there was 2 courses there, or you'd scoot off to Pebble Beach and there was 3 courses there, and you're doing the same thing. You're just riding around doing it. So the West Coast was always a challenge.
Yeah.
When you would do 4 or 5 weeks in a row, it was always a challenge because it was very, very hard on the body because, you'd finish Sundays. A lot of the times I would fly out Sunday night because I just wanted to be there Monday morning for the next tournament, or you'd fly out early Monday morning and your player a lot of the times would follow you down there. He wasn't going to come and drive around every golf course because he'd been there before. Or if you've got a player who hadn't been there before, he'd want to drive with you around these courses because he's never seen the course before. So, but a lot of these guys would be like, hey, what's it like? The rough's fine, the greens are firm. Yeah, we're good. It's just the usual go. But you'd still walk around and do that.
Well, you're just it's 3 times the work.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely 3 times the work.
And then depending on which course you're starting on, that, like, for example, here at La Quinta, that the Pete Dye Stadium course is the finishing course, the final round.
That was the one you would always go play.
Okay.
That was the one you'd play 9 holes there and you'd drive around the other one, or you'd play 18 there and then you'd go drive around you'd just drive around the other courses. You would just get in the car, drive around and go, because some of these courses are a little bit more simple, it's like, La Quinta and things like that. You would go, okay, it's a pretty straightforward golf course. There's not many dog legs. It's flat. It's like you'd get there and.
Well, is there a big difference? You're talking about 3 different designers, which every designer is different in itself. So you've got Pete Dye, you got Nicholas, and then you've got the original, you got Larry Hughes, who was the original designer of now. It's been tweaked and Steve Pate has touched it and some other guys have touched it over the years. Was there a big difference? Did you see differences like with the mounding, undulation,
pitch? The Pete Dye course was always the hardest because that's why Pete Dye designed golf courses, mounds and, railway ties and all the things he used to. I always said Pete Dye was the only designer that could build a course that could burn down. He had so many railway ties in certain places and things like that. But yeah, different golf courses, and some of them were very, very straightforward. La Quinta's a very straightforward golf course. And so, it was still hard work. You still had to go and have a look at it. You still wanted to refresh your memory. You don't want to get on the tee and go, oh, I don't remember this hole from last year because, I've been to 50 different golf courses.
Well, I was going to say, yeah.
So you get on there and you're like, oh, I remember this hole. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I remember we hit a bad shot last year and we want to fix it this year. So yeah.
Got it.
So the start of the year was very hard, especially the red eye. And then you slept very well the first night. So you had to get out of bed at 6 o'clock and do it all again the next morning. And
in that traffic.
Or
was it La Quinta?
La Quinta's
it's the Coachella Valley.
La Quinta's okay.
Yeah.
It's just the home. They always said it's the home of newlyweds and nearly deads.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, that's La Quinta. People go there to get married or you go there to retire. That's it.
Okay. Well.
Yeah, it's a good spot though. I like it.
It looks like, I can't wait to, obviously.
It's very pretty.
We were able to see a little bit of the play going on right
Very
now.
pretty.
But okay. So for our picks, do you want to go first or do you want me to go? Since we tied last week, normally I would say whoever had the worst finish.
I picked Patrick Cantlay this week.
You took Patrick Cantlay. I am going with Ludwig Oberg.
Oh, I'm just gonna have a quick.
And so I do like your pick with Patty Ice. He finished very well last year here. I was torn. I was torn.
Patrick Cantlay's. This is how these courses set up a little easy out here. Patrick Cantlay is currently 7 under, which is tied 18th.
Where's Ludwig?
He's not in my team. He's not in my team of.
He's not in your team.
He's not in my team of draft picks. If you're listening, draft picks, come on board.
Oh, DraftKings.
DraftKings. Yeah, well, this is my draft picks.
You're like mixing up prize picks with DraftKings with.
I don't do draft pick.
FanDuel?
I don't.
Underdog?
I'll do that.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
DraftKings, I do, because it's very fun.
Okay, so you and I were talking about this, and we finished our recording last week, and I don't think I made it halfway down Barrett Parkway here, and I texted you and I said, we forgot to talk about old man Singh stealing a spot from one of these young kids.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to say to you, so I have a question for you. And I know you've got some things to say about this.
I do so.
Now, I'm going to ask this question in this manner. Is it because it's VJ? Or do you just not like the rule, or do you approve of the rule in the way it's written? For me, if we keep talking about scarcity and we're talking about reduced field size and we're talking about reduced tournaments, do you still think it's okay for a former tour player? He's on the Champions Tour now.
Mm-hmm.
He has a way to earn more money on the Champions Tour to take a spot from one of the guys that have earned their card this past season.
How did he earn his way onto this tournament?
Well, he played his way onto it.
How?
Well, he either won it or it's because of his total money accumulation for over all these years.
I don't know if total money gets you into every event anymore.
Not everyone, but there are some.
There are some, and this is why I think there's got to be parity with the PGA Tour. I think he got his way into the tour because he's a former winner.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the designation that they give him. Past winner, past champion.
Past champions of certain events get. Sometimes it's a life deal.
Well,
I can't remember who it was.
Let's put the Masters aside because that's an invitational. That's a different situation.
Yeah, but even then, they get to a certain age now; they're not allowed to play anymore. So,
well, they casually,
you can't play when you're 90 years old.
They kind of casually ask them not to play.
Yes,
very politely.
But VJ shouldn't be playing in the Sony Open. No, he should not be playing in the Sony Open.
But he made the cut, Mick.
Yeah. Good luck. Great. That should be up to, but some kid who just came out of the Corn Ferry Tour who got his tour card, missed by one spot because VJ took his spot. He's had his time in this. He's had his time.
What about Zach Johnson?
Yeah,
he got to play.
I get that as well. Past champion. Okay, so I think we have to limit because certain tournaments do. RBC at Hilton Head, you can't. It's only 5 years. Now, it never used to be. It used to be longer than that because my great mate, Peter Lonart, who won it at one stage, I said to him, are you playing this week? He goes, no, I'm not in. I'm like, you're a past champion. Oh, no, it's only 5 years. They changed theirs to 5 years. So after 5 years, they do theirs when they can't do it. So I'm just like, well, if it's good, why is it good for one tournament, not good for another tournament? Why don't the PGA Tour step in and go, hey, listen, this is the way it's going to be. It's either 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, and then that's it. You've done. You've had your chance. And I can't remember who the player was. He used to play Colonial every year. And he would play one PGA Tour event in a year. I think of the name. I don't want to throw it out there. And I think it was Keith Clearwater. I'm not 100% sure. I may be wrong. And someone will tell me about this. but he played every year. And he would just go into the vans, he'd get new irons, he'd get new gloves, new hats, new balls, and blah, 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 and have a great time and never sniff making the cut. Never sniff making the cut until they finally went, okay, it's time. No more.
Yeah.
So who runs the tournaments? Is it the PGA Tour or is it the tournament themselves with the tournament directors who make their own rules? So, or is it a combination of both?
I think it's a combination.
I think it's a combination of both. Well, then we're getting into a place where, well, we shouldn't be going in that path. It should be cut and dried for every tournament. The tournament director, again, he can have his spots if he wants. He sponsors invites, and if he wants to invite Vijay Singh and he wants to invite Zach Johnson, great, then invite them.
Yeah.
But otherwise, let the guys who have earned it now, it's their turn, move up and do that. But I don't think there should be a 20-year or 25 or 30-year. Well, I won this tournament 30 years ago, so I'm still entitled to play. No, you're not. No one's coming to watch you, Vijay. I'm sorry, they're not. No one cares.
Yeah, and that's kind of the way I looked at it. I would rather, again, if we aren't talking about reducing field sizes, we're reducing the number of cards, reducing, the word scarcity. I'm getting really sick of that one already. If we weren't going through this whole, we've got to be more profitable for the tour, and really listening to a bunch of billionaires cry about being profitable really makes me sick as well.
Mm-hmm.
My whole thing is stop taking away opportunities from kids. Cause guess what? Now you get Michael Lasasso going over to LIV. You're going to lose guys over there that really, the next generation of us, like the kids that like you and I grew up watching, the Watsons, the Trevinos, the Chichi Rodriguez's, the Nicklases, that's gone.
It is gone.
It's gone.
But these guys have had their time. It's move on.
Yeah.
It's okay. Just because, I've earned the right. No, you haven't. Yeah, you've earned the right to be a multi-millionaire, and you've done that. Go play the Champions Tour. You've earned your right to play on that. Leave it alone for somebody else, especially you, DJ. I watched a great podcast last night with Kip Henley, former
which one?
Caddy, who was talking about how hard it was to caddy for Vijay Singh, how impossible he was to caddy for.
We got to find that one.
And he was
that
impossible to caddy.
Think we could get him on?
Who, Vijay?
No.
Kip?
Yeah.
Oh, in a heartbeat.
All right. Maybe we'll do that. Okay, our last thing. So Rory asked this week, the boys are still over in Dubai, the DP World Tour. Mick, did you hear Rory's comments?
No, sir.
So the question that was posed to Rory at the press conference here at Dubai at the Hero was asked by the reporter if John Rahm and Terrell Hatton should drop their appeal with the DP World Tour and pay the fines that they are owed.
Oh, yeah, the $3 million?
I believe that's what it is. And now I'm using his words, and he said it. This is his opinion. Yes, absolutely. We went really hard on the Americans about being paid to play at the Ryder Cup, and we also said that we would pay to play in Ryder Cups. There's two guys out there that can prove it. Mick, let me ask you this. Is Rory out of bounds, or is he right to call his two mates out as one of the leaders of Europe's Ryder Cup team?
No, he's 100% correct.
100% correct.
Call him out. Pay the fine.
Pay the fine. Pay the money.
Just pay the fine. You've got it. You're okay.
I think they're okay.
They're okay. Pay the fine.
So what principle are they trying to set by appealing and dragging this out?
I actually don't know. I don't know. I think they're trying to set up for future LIV players, perhaps, that they don't have to pay any fines and things like that. But no, I just think pay the fine and move on. But stop trying to drag it out. It's just, I don't understand. It's like, you want to play.
My whole thing is, if that's the case, and using your premise that they're trying to help guys down the road. Guys down the road are either going to do what Michael Lasasso just did and sign an agreement with LIV and skip going right to the playing DP World Tour events or PGA Tour events or Korn Ferry or whatever, Asia Tour, all that stuff. And they're just going to skip and go right to LIV. Or they're going to sign up for, they're still going to be subject to a fine if they break their agreement with DP or the tour.
That's what I was saying before. I think there's such a gray area right now. The rules have to be written. And there's been enough time. LIV's been around for 3 years. There's been enough time for them to get in place rules of players who are going to come back and not make a knee-jerk reaction like they did Brooks Koepka. Well, there's only a window till the 2nd of February. Otherwise, this window closes. That's a knee-jerk reaction. Have the rules in place about LIV, PGA, DP World Tour, all this sort of stuff. And a lot of these guys, and I know Rory gets asked the question. Sometimes I just wish you go, well, that's up to them. I'll leave it to them and move on.
Yeah, I think Rory is always going to be pressed. And the one thing about Rory, good or bad, he's very opinionated and open-minded and thoughtful too. I mean, he's not wrong.
No, he's not wrong, but he's very good at what he does. He supports the DP World Tour. He loves the PGA Tour. That's what he sticks with, and I admire him for doing that.
Yeah,
but don't give the other guys that hard of a time. I mean, they made their decisions, but now it's up to the governing bodies when they come back to what they're going to do if they do come back and stuff like that. I'd like to know your thoughts. How long do you think LIV's going to be around? Is it around forever?
No, I don't think it's going to be around forever. I look at a lot of these tours and adventure. You look at it. They're going to morph into something, whether it's a bleed in with DP or a bleed in with the PGA Tour. And it's not a money issue. I don't think this is a money. I've heard, they're losing money. They're losing nothing. They're making more money with the barrels of oil that just keep coming out of the ground.
Money's not an issue.
Money is not an issue. The premise, I think they're going to wait it out. I think within the next 5 years, you will see some type of the LIV Tour morph into something, whether it's more back into the DP World Tour, which I kind of see more happening than I do the PGA Tour. I think the PGA Tour has locked themselves in. They've dug their heels in. They're not accepting team play or anything like that. I think DP World Tour could get away with it just because of the way the seasonality and that they are such a global tour versus the PGA Tour, which is an American tour. And that is where I think you're going to start seeing it. You're going to see some of the best players in the world playing more on the DP World Tour, and I think LIV will be a little bit more a part of that.
Couldn't agree more. I think that's the direction they'll end up heading to make it more of a world tour.
And I think it'll be forced. I think it'll be escalated a little bit faster, and I think the DP World Tour will benefit from Brian Rolap cutting back on and reducing the number of events
more and more people will jump over.
You're going to see better players heading over to the DP World Tour, which is great for global golf. For those of us here,
it is a global sport,
and that's where I think we're all gonna be better for it down the road. So, you got anything else?
No, I'm good.
You're good. So we'll next week we're gonna touch on what happens at the American Express. We'll look ahead to, I can't even remember what's next on the docket, and then we get ready for in a couple of weeks. We get ready for the Waste Management. I believe next week Brooksy returns.
Brooksy does return next week, I believe.
So we'll get into that. I'm pretty much done with LIV talk, to be honest.
Okay. All right. No more LIV talk next week.
Okay.
No LIV talk next week.
Thanks for teeing up with us on Tales from the Tips. Remember, if you're catching us on YouTube, give us a like, hit that subscribe button, drop us a comment, let us know what you think. You guys have been great. We do appreciate all the feedback. Mick, you can catch Tales from the Tips wherever you find your favorite podcasts: Apple, Spotify, YouTube, and now on iHeart Podcasts. Just search under podcasts for Tales from the Tips. Hit the plus button, subscribe, like, give us a thumbs up. Whatever you have to do, just follow us every week. Mick?
Sir.
Our socials: Instagram, X, and your favorite?
TikTok.
And you can catch us live every week on Twitch. Just follow our schedule. Go to our channel. It's Tales from the Tips Pod. Take a look, and we'll have our schedule posted. We are live right now. We'll say hi to all of our friends out on Twitch right now. Mick,
I didn't wear my hat backwards today because I got in trouble.
You look.
I got in
Why?
trouble last.
By who?
It doesn't matter. I got in trouble last week.
Oh, somebody called you out.
Yeah.
Our good friend Chris is down at the PGA Tour show.
Yeah, he's down at the PGA.
Maybe we'll get an update from Chris. Maybe Fortney will join us next week. Give us a little update on all the goods and gadgets.
I sent him a long text yesterday. How was it going? He goes, busy. That was his reason.
I told him, I said I would pay him if he gets any sponsors.
Oh, there you go.
See?
You can work on that.
So,
how come he didn't,
he
didn't tell me that?
What?
I can get a sponsors.
Well, you benefit if we do get sponsors.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Same with me. Mick, we're facing the ice storm of death coming here in Georgia and all across. So for those that can tee it up this upcoming week, keep your drive straight, your putt short, and your scores low as we tee it up on Tales from the Tips. We'll see you next time.
Bye.